Morning guys, Dean from Barrow Buddies here, and that time's come again. The year's flying past. We're already in July and we're going to do a Q&A, questions and answers session today. I've had a lot of comments off you guys just asking different problems and different things that have arose with you, and some comments about new products. So let's get into it, get stuck into it, start answering some questions for you guys, and let's hope I'll give you the right answer and we all walk away happy today. So without further ado, we're going to start and let's get this session underway. Right, we're going to start. We've got Steve from Norwich. Morning, Steve, or afternoon, whatever the case may be. I have a Nash Power Porter. Do you do a swivel wheel kit for it? As my mate has an Extreme Power Porter and it's absolutely marvellous. I had to go around the lake the other day and I can't recommend it enough, but I have the Nash Power Porter, and will it fit? Well, the trouble is with the Nash, Steve, I mean, we can make them fit. I have done a couple. Some of them have to come here to be salted. The thing is, on your back leg, you will need the kit. The only kit that will go on it is the Mark 8 kit because it has the kick in the back leg like the Nash one does. Obviously it slides in, but all you've got there is like a spring pin with like an anodized knob on it, which it just locks into a hole that's in place. I mean, these kits you can slide in and obviously tap the metal pin to leave a mark, and you could drill a hole so it's going to lock into it, and you know, obviously that's going to stop them dropping out. But I would advise that they have some form of thumb screw that just gives them a bit more strength, just holds it a bit together. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a pin. Having both is ideal, the pin spring and a thumb screw. I mean, I do know someone that just has used a pin and he says it is fine. I mean, there might be a tiny bit of play there, but he's done it. He's put his kit in. He's obviously tapped the nut like I've told him, and he's drilled a little pilot hole and put a little hole in the kit, obviously in the right place when it's in, so that your pin locks into it. It does hold it. It's not ideal, but he says it's working fine. I mean, I don't know because I haven't seen it in action. So it's something, I suppose, trial and error that you could do. Other than that, if you know anyone who can do a little bit of welding, it's literally just a matter of drilling an 8mm hole, welding on a little nut, and then just putting a thumb screw in either side. You can do it that way, and that is the optimum way of doing it. It's going to make it nice and strong, because you don't really want too much play on a swivel wheel, because it could alter the way that it actually swivels and works, even though he's saying it is working good. But I don't like things with playing, because in time that play can rock and it can, you know, do damage to your back leg. But I mean, they do fit them, Steve, but you know, a little bit of either fabrication, or you could try what my mate Dan's done and just make the hole and try it that way. I mean, he swears by it, but we've actually, like I said before, without me seeing it in motion, I couldn't tell you on that one, because they're actually designed for, like the Mark 8 one is for like the Mark 8 765, etc., and the Fat Boy and the Mark 4S, which do have that kick leg. But some of the older ones just do have a thumb screw, and the newer ones do have the thumb screw and a pin spring. I mean, I know they work fine with just the thumb screw themselves, but just the pin spring on its own, I'm not 100%. So that's something that maybe if you see one around the lake that's got one, you can have a little test and see if it, you know, it's going to work for you. And, you know, it may be the case that that's fine. So I hope I've answered that to the best of my ability there, Steve. And you can go from there on what you want to do on that one. Right, we've got John from Gloucestershire. I have a Mark 2 carp porter. I've looked and seen some of your adverts advertising the new rod racks. Will this go on my Mark II? And can I fold it up with it, with the kit on? Yeah, it will go. The rod rack system is obviously designed for you to take the rods on the move. So you can have your rods all set up and with obviously your line going just ready as soon as you get there to luzz it out, you know, cast out, and away you go. But they're designed so you can put them on there and still move about and still put all your tackle in the middle of the barrel, rather than using the existing way of putting all your rods down the centre, which, you know, can be a bit cumbersome if you're on the move and you like to skip from here to there, like some of us do. But it can also be used as like just an extra way of storing gear. So even when you're coming from your car and you're loaded up, you can put your rod bags either side. It's fine, rather than having it running down the middle. And then all your bigger items you can load up as normal and get a bit more tackle to save a bit of space when you're loading your barrow up. So there's a couple of things you can use. Well, you can even use it for hanging bait buckets or anything like that, because they're nice and strong. They're 13mm solid steel, and they're a nice little addition to have on your barrow. I mean, you don't have to use them all the time. It's something that can be taken off, because with that kit, like I said, it does fit your barrow, so you ain't got to worry. It's any barrow that has a sidebar that obviously, you know, comes up, and you've got that 20mm thickness of the sidebar, and it literally just goes over it. And you can either have quick release, because it comes with butterfly nuts, so you can tighten them up with your fingers and nip them nice and tight, top and bottom. And you, like I say, you get 4 to a set, so you've got 2 either side. Or if, you know, you've got a van and you like them on all the time, then obviously they come with nylon nuts as well, so you can just fix them on there permanently, nice and tight with a nylon nut, so it's not going to come loose, and you can have them like that. I mean, even if they're fixed permanently, on the regards to folding, you can, if you offset them, if like you had 2 on your sidebar here, and then instead of going exactly the same place the other side, I mean, you could move it in 1/2 inch either way, sort of thing. So when they come and meet, they cross rather than hit each other. You can do it that way if you want it on permanently, or you can just use a quick release nut, butterfly nuts, take them off, and, you know, put them on and off as the way, you know, whatever your preference at the end of the day. I mean, you can leave them on. It's not really going to take up that much more space if you offset them. So obviously you can fold your sidebars down and still put it in your car. Yeah, I know they're going to stick up 3 or 4 inches, but these are a quality product. There's not something that you're going to leave stuck up, stick a bed chair on it, you're going to come back, it's all going to be bent and snapped, because they do take a good beating. Like I say, they're made with quality steel, and they're made to last. So, I mean, you know, some people are going to like to get them on and off. Some people are going to have them fixed. It's entirely up to you, John. But like I say, they'll fit any barrow that's got that thickness steel on the side. I mean, we like to go to the top of the sidebar, because obviously if you're putting your rods on it and you're lifting a barrow up, most of the barrows these days are on wheels and they're pretty flat anyway, apart from the Mark 8 might slope down a bit. So if you're keeping it up high, obviously if you've got a rod running down it, you've still got the room with the ends of your rods, so they're not going to bash and hit the floor and do damage to your tackle. So on that one, John, yeah, we'll fit that, not a problem. It's a brand new product. I mean, I think I need to get a few out there to people to see the quality and just the way they go on, the ease of the things, and how they can make life a little bit easier, and get you to the swim and get you cast out quicker, so you may get that extra 1 fish at the end of the day. So hope that one helps on that one, John. Right, we've got James from Sittingbourne. If I buy a barrowpod set, what's it to stop my barrow pulling into the lake if I have a big fish or a big cat on? Well, James, it's simple, really. I mean, the barrowpods were designed for people that sport my swivel wheel kit, because without all the singing and dancing things they do, they also have independent brakes on, which you just clip on with your foot, and problem solved. The barrow's not going to move. I do know people that sport them that haven't got the swivel wheel kits, and all they literally do is prop up the front wheel. So anything you can find, even tent pegs or a branch or a brick or anything you can lodge and wedge under that front wheel, as long as you've got a little bit of meat there, you know, it's going to stop it rolling forward. So that eliminates that problem. So you can use them with the kits or without. They was originally designed, like I said, for the kits, because it just utilised the space of your barrow when you're not using it. I mean, because when you get to the swim, it normally just sits there for however long your session is. And it's just, you put them on, all you literally do is take out your side bars, put them in the holes where they come, lock them out to the width you want, lock them up and down, because they go in and out, up and down. So if you want your rod tips facing towards the water, you can lock them off. Same vice versa, if you want them up in the air, you can do the same. So it's literally, when it's on there, you know, you're ready to go. But it's not only that, it was originally designed as another security aspect, because if you've got obviously all your rods, you're doing a night session, you're a bit panicky and paranoid and worried about, you know, the theft of your paraporter, because at the end of the day, some of these with all the add-ons go up well over £1,000, and you are going to be a little bit conscious of leaving it when you're going to sleep at night. But obviously, if you've got your rods running through it with your bite alarms, own bite alarms, are going to act as an alarm. So if anyone tries to take your rods or take that barrow, your bite alarms are going to go off. So it's a double header on that one, a bit of a security aspect and something of, you know, utilising what you've got and you don't use all the time. And it's saving you taking all your pod systems. So, you know, it depends how you fish, what your preferences are, what you prefer. I mean, everyone's got their own opinion on these matters. Some people, it's like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it, mate. So hope that sorted you out on that one, James, and you can make your own mind up and see how you go on that one. Right, we've got Derek from Leicester. Why don't you go live? I'd love to see you in a live Q&A session, as we all have many questions to ask. Great question, Derek. I personally would love to go live. There's nothing better for me to involve and engage with you guys and answer questions as they're coming in, like live, because we all have a lot of questions. I do try and answer what I can when I can. Obviously, there will be some that's missed, and I try and bring it in the next session. But the trouble is, to go live on YouTube, I need over 1,000 subscribers, and I'm nowhere near there yet. So if you guys want to live, share it, get my YouTube channel, all subscribe, even if you don't go on it all the time, so I can hit that number. See if I can get over that 1,000, then I can go live. And there's nothing more that I'd like to do, mate. It'd be excellent if we could go live and I could get all yous engaged in a good conversation, and not just for barrows. Even if you've got other tackle products that, you know, you've broke maybe, that's made of steel or whatever, and we can think of ways of fixing it rather than breaking the bank like times are hard. And I've always got the motto, you know, if something's broke, have a go trying to fix it before you throw it away, rather than just being a disposable nation, you know. I mean, we spend thousands of pounds on these products, and sometimes it's only a little fix that it's going to be 1/10 of the price to get sorted, and it can give you a good few more years worth of life out of it. So if you want me to go live, Derek, all I can say, and to all you guys out there, subscribe to Barrow Buddies on YouTube. Let's build the numbers up. Let's get over that 1,000. As soon as we do, there'll be a live Q&A session. Don't worry about that, mate. So just get on there, subscribe, hit that button. It's free, so why not? Right, we've got Jason from Chelsea. Chelsea, I think that's in Chichester. I remember going there many a times with the family on the family caravan in holidays there. Great little camp. I think it was Bun Leisure. I think it's actually changed its name now to Seal Bay. Anyway, enough of Chelsea. I've got a Power Porter Mark 8, which only goes in reverse, and I have no forward motion. Is this knackered? Well, Jason, it's, you know, it's obviously got a problem, and there is a fault with it, but it's not knackered. I mean, you've paid a lot of money for that, especially being a Mark 8. It's as your year's guarantee run out. If it's not, then I'd get onto Carp Porter and tell them the problem, and what you need to resolve the problem is a new black box under your battery tray, which is literally held on with a couple of screws, a few cable ties, and the orange and black wire runs through the crossbar of the wheel and clips onto your motor, just with two little spade connectors under that rubber grommet. So literally pull back the rubber grommet, pull off the spade connectors, thread it through, cut off the cable ties and undo the screws. But please take a picture of it before you've done all this, so you know when you get the new box how it's going to go back on. And being a Mark 8, you will have the new plug system on that. Some of the older ones do have a different plug, so be careful if you do have this problem and you've got to purchase that box. I mean, obviously, if your guarantee has run out on that, Jason, and then you can go on Carp Porter on their spares website and you can buy that black box, but make sure it's got the new plug system on it, because your Mark 8 will have the new plug. It definitely is, well, I'm 99.9% sure that it is that black box. If you're stuck and you're out of the swim, guys, and this actually happens, and you got all your tackle, I can give you a little fix. The spade terminals on the motor under the rubber grommet are not alive and a positive. It just changes the polarity of which direction the barrow goes in. So if you've only got the slow reverse and no forward motion, reverse them wires round to put the orange where the black is and vice versa. And this will give you a forward motion, but only slow. It's just like an emergency, a bit like when your car goes into emergency mode. It's just going to give you a slow forward motion, but it's still going to get you back to your motor, so you don't have to push it with all that gear on. Because with the drag on the motor, that can be quite a session, quite a workout if you've got to do that. So if it ever happens to you and you've only got reverse and no forward, turn them spades round just to get you back. But I'm afraid there is a breakdown in that little black box, because that's the main brain of it all. And like I said, they're not cheap. They're about 160 odd pound, maybe touching 170. But it's a lot cheaper than going out and spending £1,000 for another power porter. So definitely worth doing. Just check the dates you bought it. If it's over that year, then obviously you've got to purchase a new one out of your own pocket. If it's not, get on a carp porter, and there's a nice bunch of guys there. I'm sure they'll sort you out if you're, still under warranty. So I hope that's answered your question, Jason. Right, we've got Tim from Southend. Oh, place where I spent my teenage years many, many moons ago, before my hair went this colour and my belly got out. Right, let's get on to it. I have a Mark 6 power porter, which is looking a bit tired and battered. Can it be brought back to life? Yes, Tim, you can bring it down to me. I can sand down any rust spots, spray them back up the same colour, get that frame looking like new again. If you've got any problems with thumb screws seized or anything, we can sort it out and get it back to looking like a brand new barrow again. So, Tim, give me a bell on that one, and we can get that sorted, mate. Right, we have Sarah from Lincolnshire. Hello, Sarah. Nice to have the female species asking a question. Makes a change. My hubby has the extreme 24 volt, which veers violently left. Can this be sorted? Yes, Sarah, you can tell him to ring up and make an appointment with me if you're local to Braintree. I'm over near Braintree, Freeport, if you know that. It can be fitted in, and I can do a wheel alignment for you. Put your frame on a special jig, move the little spigots that's coming off by the nearest fair, and we can get that running straight again. But if you are too far away and you still suffer with this problem, your best bet is to buy one of my extreme swivel wheel kits, because that automatically corrects any veering, because obviously when you've got swivel wheels, it goes to the way you're steering it. So even if it's veering left, when you're steering it, it's going to just have a slight right veer, which is going to go naturally straight when you're steering it. So that will resolve the problem, or you can bring it down to us and get it sorted that way if you didn't want to buy a kit. So I hope that helps you on that one, Sarah. Right, we've got Lee from Newcastle. I have a big boy with a power kit on it, and my front wheel keeps falling off. It's doing me head in. Can this be fixed? Yes, it can do, Lee. I mean, if you're pretty clued up and you do a little bit of DIY yourself, I'll tell you how to do it, because then it's going to save you some money and the cost of getting down to me, and it's just going to save you a few bob. All you've got to do, Lee, I mean, you've probably got, where you've put a power kit on a big boy, more than likely you've got the old axle arms that's only got the 2 thumb screws. Carp porter did change this, and obviously all the new ones and from a year or more ago have got 4 on, which does solve the problem. As long as they're nipped up and you don't go crazy when you're tightening them up, because that can have a counter effect of bending the steel and you run out of thread and it makes it even worse. But if you've only got the 2 thumb screws, I mean, even if you guys have got 4 thumb screws and you've tightened them up too tight and it's still doing the same and still falling off, because they are quite a heavy unit and going over bumps. I mean, before every trip, you should always nip your thumb screws up on your bits, like wheel and handle anyway. A lot of people don't, they just leave them and they get that play and rocking it, and then they wonder why they damage. But to stop it falling off, it's pretty simple. When your front wheel's on, make sure it's all the way on, as far up as it will go, so that it's butting up. Just nip up your thumb screws as well. Then you want to get a 6mm drill bit. Right, obviously this is when the wheel's on, so because this drill's got to go through all of it. Get dead center, hole punch. Just run a 6mm drill bit. You don't want to go no bigger than 6mm, because you don't want to weaken that steel. and make it 2 weeks so that them spigots are going to snap off. I mean, I've done this, is tried and tested, a 6mm centre of the bar going straight through to the side, the way you haven't got the thumb screw already. Put the bolt through. I mean, if you take your wheel on and off to put it in the car, just put the butterfly nuts on it on the inside, because literally you only got to do them finger tight, because it's just to stop that wheel falling off. And obviously if it's got a nut and bolt through, it's impossible, it can't come off. Not only that, it's going to steady ship and make it a little bit, have less play in it anyway. So it does help in that respect as well. Or if you've got it in a van, just put a nut and bolt on it, a nice nylon nut on it, so it's not going to come loose itself. Nip them up, pinch them a bit. Don't go crazy, just a nice little pinch when you're doing it up. And that's going to stop your wheel ever coming off. I mean, if you're not that clever with DIY and you don't fancy getting your D-Walt out and running it through because you're going to go on the piss or you can't hold it in a straight line, by all means, if you're local to me in Braintree, bring it down. I can put you a couple of nuts in there. It's not going to be that much of a price. And then we can do it that way. You can even spray them the same colour so it all matches so you can't even see them. But, that's probably the best way, Lee, of keeping that wheel on there. So never, ever is it going to fall off. But just remember, every trip, give a little twist, pinch them up slightly. And then a lot of the time, if we do that every time, you don't get this problem arise anyway. But probably you've bent the steel and it's not picking up too good on that. So just do what I said, Lee. If you can't do it yourself, give us a bell. If you can, you just save yourself a few bob. So definitely worth asking the question. Hope that helps, mate. Right, we've got Mad Carper from Farnborough. Wow, that brings back memories as well. Done many a big one shows back in the day for Carp Porter. Used to love going there because we used to have a nice weekend, stay in the Aviator Hotel. Lovely hotel, by the way. Even heard that old John Travolta lands his private jet on the runway there and stays at that hotel. So there's a few pictures of him up there. Never actually brushed noses with him, but you never know. You might be lucky one day if you're doing that. So I do know Farnborough quite well, Mad Carper. And your question is, how wide is a swivel wheel extreme kit when on the barrow? Good question there, Mad. It works out when it's on the barrow at roughly 42 inches. It's not a huge amount wider than what the Extreme is already, because obviously the Extreme has the big wide chunky knobbly tyres, where with the Extreme kit that I do, it has gone down to the size of like the Mark 8 size wheel, obviously to eliminate drag and just make it work properly, because the big wheels, I did try prototypes, but they were just too big and bulky, too wide, and they didn't really work well, so we never went down that route. I mean, with the swivel wheel kit, you don't lose any height. The barrow stays at exactly the same height, and all it is just a matter of, it is a tiny bit wider, not a huge amount, because like I said, where you're going from large wheel back to smaller wheel, which differentiates the width, but with the swivel wheel kit, they do stick on a bit wider, giving you that bit more stability. But when I find you're going through gates, I mean, if you're getting through it with an Extreme and you got like an inch spare or whatever, then I don't think it's going to be a problem, because with a swivel wheel, when you go through the gap, you'll put your nose of your barrow in, and then you get that little bit of snaking room, which you can, S your way through it. Where on the Extreme with the big wheels, you're more cumbersome and you've got to drag and you've got to stick to the width of what it is. So really, I wouldn't say there's any difference. If you can get through it with the Extreme as it is, I don't think you're going to have a problem with a swivel wheel kit, mate. So I hope that helps. Right, we have Stefan from Hamburg. Guten Tag. I hope my German was up to scratch there. It's been many moons since I practiced that one. I'm after a swivel wheel kit. Do you send out to Germany? Yes, Stefan, we do. I do actually have a video on the Barrow Buddies YouTube channel. We have Andreas, which is another German counterpart, which is using my Extreme kit as we speak. Obviously, the postage on eBay is a lot more expensive because you are, going to Germany. It was quite pricey. I think he was looking at about £70 postage on that, but I'm welcome if you want to get your own courier or do it a different way, and which you find cheaper, go for it. I mean, my missus deals with all the eBay, my wife, and I'm sure if you message her and you've got your own way of getting it picked up and delivered yourself for a cheaper price, you can do it that way. But no, we'll go anywhere in the world, because I do have sites in Italy and Spain as well, Portugal, Belgium, that I do post on groups on Facebook for them. And you know, we go all over, but it's just a matter of postage costs, which they're not a light unit. They are, you know, fairly heavy. So you know, we've got to work it out on your sizes, etc. But it only takes a message to my wife, and she'll give you all the dimensions of the boxes, and you may be able to do it cheaper. But other than that, we do use, I think, Royal Mail or Parcel Force, one of them, which do that service, which is tracked, and they have all got there, and they've got there in one piece. So quality of delivery's been okay there, Stefan. But I hope it helps on that one, mate, and you can get it. And to be fair, it's I did have one which I don't know if eBay are doing their own service, which he dealt with himself. That we went to a place in the UK, then they distributed it to his address, and he received it within about a week. So I didn't think that was that bad for something that size. So I hope it helps out on that one, mate. Right, we've got Craig from Pitsea. Oh, another one close to Southend, not too far away. Do you still service barrows? As I know you're really busy at the moment with all your products and prototypes. I have a Mark 7 that has a mind of its own and tries to drag me into the lake. The paint's a bit tatty, two of the thumb screws are seized, and I've got a broken back leg. Well, your barrow's definitely been through the wars here, Craig. But don't worry, we can sort it all. I can do all of them things, address them all, get it all looking brand new and ship shape. The things you've got on it, yeah, you're probably looking at about £80, mate. So give me a bell. Pitts is only probably 35, 40 minutes away from me. So give me a phone call, pop it down. I can do the work while you wait. It's that's probably about, you're looking at about an hour and a half. So you just drop it off, give me a phone number, go for a coffee. I've got a local boozer or Mackie D's or whatever, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. They're all around the corner near Freeport. So, you know, you go away with something to eat or a drink, come back and I can get all that address for £80 and get that barrow ship shape and give you a nice few more years use out of it. So just get on to me, Craig, 07808 048513. Get it booked in and we get it sorted. Right, we've got Mozzie from East Ham. Oh, is it Happy Hammer there? Are you forever blowing bubbles? Can I make my Nash barrow powered? You can, Mozzie, but I don't do it. I mean, because it's a Nash, I think Barrow Conversions may do a kit for that. Couldn't quote you on the price, couldn't even quote you whether they did 100%, but it's worth a look on their website, because Barrow Conversions, I'm sure, do electric barrows now, like the for many barrows, so give them a try. I mean, I don't, like I say, I don't sell anything powered. I don't want to go down that route because I'm not that a big fan of Chinese electrics. Some of you members on here that watch a lot of my videos will probably know that. I could make one, but you know, I just don't want to go down the road of it because I don't like the quality of the build. I'm not saying that Barrow Conversions haven't sussed that. They may be brilliant on their electrics now. I couldn't tell you. It's something that I haven't looked at one and inspected. So, but I know they've sold quite a few now. So just read the feedbacks on them, and I'm sure Mozzie, you can get something sorted out for that on that one, mate. Right, we've got Harry from Sheffield. Hi, Harry. My mate's got one of your Mark 8 stabilizer kits. It's the real deal and it works great. I can't find them on eBay. Can I buy them direct from you? You could buy them direct from me, like you can buy any of my products direct from me rather than buying it on eBay, because obviously eBay take 18% and I lose a lot of money through that. So there is a discount to be ordered direct from me on any of my products. So feel free to PM me any time on this matter and I'm sure we can come to some deal. I can't actually do the Mark 8 stabilizer kit. Obviously, it's not just for a Mark 8, it's for any barrow that has the kick in the back leg. Just gives you another 4 or 5 inches either side, giving you that extra width and stability and stops you tipping. but they're out of stock, mate. I sold my last one the other day, and I've got quite a bit on at the moment. So you'd be looking at a bare minimum of like 6 weeks before they're back in stock. Your best bet, if you want to set, is to subscribe to my YouTube channel on Barrow Buddies, and you will get notified when, or even on my Facebook group, Barrow Buddies, because you're going to get notified when they're back in stock. And then obviously they will be going on eBay, or you can order them direct. So just got to wait on that one, mate. I did have them, but you missed the boat there, and they was pretty popular, and they're sold out. But there is a new batch coming in the future when I get a chance. So just keep your eyes peeled, join the groups, and I'm sure in a couple of months you'll be all sorted and get that big smile back in your face. So I hope that helps, Harry. Right, we have Jamie from Bath. Do you do bivvy repairs? As mine is all split and I can't afford to go out and purchase a new one because times are hard at the moment, mate. Well, Jamie, I'm not a bivvy expert. I do have the motto of trying to repair anything, which I've said in previous questions. I actually used, I'm going to tell you this, I mean, there is people out there that repair them professionally. So if you're a bit of a tackle tart and you want a perfect job, then obviously go to them guys, because they're the experts. They know what they're doing in repairing bivvies, and they probably do it the best way for best strength and lasting, etc., etc. I mean, you're saying that money's tight, and these things are not cheap, nor is anything these days. But I found, well, I've bodged up one of mine. I'll say bodged because it is, but it lasted and it's still going now. They do like this silvery tape, which is it's for like if you've got holes in pipes, etc. So it's really waterproof. I mean, the stuff on it is just like white fibrous glue. It's mega sticky, so if you use it, be very careful. But I just cut a bit of that, put it over my rip, put some weight on it, wedged it all out nice and that, and then I just got a bit of the similar colour spray and sprayed over it. And I mean, unless you're a tart and you're inside and you're going to go, blue now, you've got a bit of tape there. But it stopped the rain. There's no leakage in it whatsoever. And I think the roll cost me about £3. So, I mean, if you're after a quick bodge fix, then just get a roll of that. I couldn't quote you on the name of it. Just look on eBay, Amazon, Temu, etc. And I'm sure if you put in waterproof tape and have a read and look at the feedback on it, because you got to watch, because some of it's crap, that it doesn't do anything. But this roll I bought was, I don't know, it was like super glue. It was just mega as soon as you put it on there. I mean, if you've ever got to take it off, it'd rip your bivvy to bits. It's that strong. You'd have to cut that bit out. But, if it's saying it's going to last you another couple of years because you can't afford one, and you're just going to throw it at the end of the day afterwards, then by all means bodge it with a bit of tape. But if you want it done professionally and you've got, a good few £100 spent on the bivvy, then go to a professional and get it done properly. But, everything these days, it's about cost, and it's what you can afford at what time. So you've got to make your own mind. I can't make your own mind up for that one on it, Jamie. You can either try and DIY it yourself or go to the professionals, mate. So hope that gives you a little bit of imagination on what to do if things are going wrong. Cheers, mate. Right, I've got Dazza from Beaconsfield, or Beaconsfield. Can I have a brake fitted to my Fat Boy, as it's a pain strapping it down in the van all the time? Well, Dazza, I mean, not really. Your best bet is to buy me Mark 8 swivel wheel kit, which is going to stop you ever having to lift the barrow, make you turn on the spot, corrects wheel alignment, gives you more stability, and has an independent brake on each wheel. So if you put that kit in, you're going to solve the problem. So Mark 8 swivel wheel kit, mate. Right, we've got Mick from Cheshire. I see a picture on your website for a phone holder on a barrow. So I have a sturdy platform when I'm going live at the lake. Where can I get these from? Well, Mick, if you looked at that post, always read the comments that's underneath, because, it'll save you asking this question. I'll just put them on there to give you a rough idea of things you can do. I mean, there's loads of things you can put on there. As I said on the website, it's literally a push bike phone holder or motorbike. that they're waterproof. You can put your phone on there and it just clamps to your barrow. You can clamp it on there anyway. Go and play eBay, Amazon, Temu. They do them all. Just look under the bike accessories and clamp it on yourself. That's why I've done it, just as an idea, because it is handy if you're doing vlogs or going live, or you even want some nice still snaps when you're out there at your swim, and it does help. And it's waterproof, and they're only probably up to about a tenner, depending on the quality of what you get. There's also one on there with like your flask holder. So if you're like me and love a coffee in the morning and you've got a long old walk to your swim, I like to have my flask handy while I'm pushing my barrow. I mean, they do that on there. Same again for a bike. It's just a clip-on drinks holder. You get them £4 or £5 even. It depends on the quality you want to go and, how good that bracket is. But they're all little add-ons, little ideas that you can do yourself, by yourself, and it doesn't cost a lot of money at the end of the day. So have a good mooch about on there and see the accessories you do for different things. And you can put whatever you want on there, mate, to jazz up your barrow. And every little helps, mate, as they say. Ching, ching. Right, I think we've answered quite a lot of questions today. I hope I've covered most of your questions. Any of you guys that I haven't answered, I'm very sorry. We've run out of time, and they will be sorted out in the next Q&A time when we get a chance to do it. But remember, join my Barrow Buddies Facebook page. Let's build that group, get more of you guys aware of the products out there and different ways of helping you out, and any problems that you come, don't hesitate to give me a bell. I'm always here on the end of the phone. It's free of charge. You can give me a ring if you've got a problem. Maybe we'll be able to sort it, maybe we won't, but it's not going to take much of your time, and it's worth a go. Remember to subscribe to Barrow Buddies on YouTube, because you get to see all the videos of different products being used, new products coming out, Q&A sessions like this one. Subscribe to it, then you're always going to get that notification to let you know when the new videos come out or new products come out, or even availability on stock. So subscribe to it. It's completely free to subscribe. Let's build them numbers up. Like I said before, let's build the numbers up, try and get it over 1,000 so we can go live and answer your questions live. Like Derek said earlier, great question. It's been great talking to you. It would have been better live, but we have to stick to it like this until we can get that sorted. But all the best, guys. Tight lines. Hope to see you soon, and love all your feedback on all the products. Like I said, I got 100% feedback. Check my eBay feedback if you've got a product and you're wary whether you want to buy it or not. So get someone else's point of view rather than the seller. Because like I said, I love all your feedback. And if there's a problem, I'm always here on the end of a phone to try and sort it out and get it sorted for you. So bye for now, guys, and I'll see you soon.